All right, y'all. Welcome back to another. If you know me, you know that I like daybreaks. It's like one of my favorite lores in this universe. And I just haven't really watched a lot of them. And there's so many that I need to watch, which I'm glad that they're all stockpiled because now I can just watch them all at once when I feel like it. And obviously with you guys. But this one, this is an SCP illustrated video, but this is the Gate Guardian. Now, I'm not sure how entities like this even get affected. You know what I'm saying? During like an event like this, like how does a catastrophic, event like daybreak affect a god deity and the Gate Guardian? I mean, I guess we better find out, bro.
Good day everyone and welcome to another When Day Breaks video, this time with the Gate Guardian. This encounter is separate from the main canon we have been developing, so treat this as more of an SCP cross encounter. There will be a continuation to the canon in August with the 682 video. A thank you to the patrons for keeping this channel going. A quick word from
no doubt, just letting y'all know, we gonna watch those, alright? Just be patient.
Today's sponsor and we'll get started. Now I'm a sucker for a nice set of playing cards and go to the Kickstarter.
Shout out the playing card. Make sure y'all go grab them. I actually have a SCP deck. I just don't know where it is.
Uriel pack of SCP playing cards today.
I have the other ones though, the gold ones.
Uriel stood calm and bold before the gate to heaven. Surrounding him on all sides, a wall of flesh probed the perimeter. Things that were once human, corrupted and mutilated into something new.
So yeah, I'm sure if they
inferior
even get close to him, he quite literally just vanquishes them with a stroke of heat.
His master's creation. The sun stared down at him with its evil red eye, taunting him. Uriel felt no fear. The flesh could not pass the barrier. A deep moat of ash and charred earth marked where so many of these abominations had tried and failed to cross. Uriel sneered. The sun still stared at him. A blinding explosion shook the landscape as another monster tried its luck. It was obliterated in an instant. Another tried, and then another. Uriel looked out with disdain. These were once people. They had families, commitments, and dreams. His master's very first...
That gotta be tiring for him, bro, to just keep on having to strike them down over and over and over again. That's probably what he wakes up and look forward to. Well, he don't really sleep. He just stands there all day, but...
First creation had turned on them all. What once lit up the sky had now plunged creation into a different kind of darkness. Why did his master not act? The question entered his mind again. His thoughts were interrupted as another creature crossed the boundary. No, all of them were crossing. This he would like to see. Uriel arose and surveyed the scene. He was shocked to see the sun pushing all its infantry onto the front line. What was this? Did the sun hate his master's creation so much that it was determined to see its own warped attempt at life destroyed? It was inconsequential. His great sword danced across the landscape, cutting down the flesh in seconds, reducing them to dust once more.
Yeah.
Fertilizer for the garden. Then he understood. These weren't infantry. They were pawns. He sensed something big across the boundary.
Bro, is that a flesh rhino, dude? I ain't gonna lie, these creations are crazy, gang. What are y'all gonna make, a flesh 682 next?
Conglomerations of humans and animals now melted and molded into monstrous forms approached him. The bishops made their move. Two great horned beasts charged straight at him. They were too immense for a direct strike, so instead he swiftly darted to the side and with one great swipe decapitated them. A quick follow-up attack reduced the pieces to ash. He heard a screech from behind and dodged as several smaller but more nimble things on large legs appeared above him. The enemy's knights darted from side to side.
I'm loving this new animation style, by the way. It looks way better than what it used to be. It was like paper drawings and now it's like animated almost. It's fire.
A futile effort. Blinding arcs of energy shot out from his weapon and vaporized them all. He continued mopping up the pawns awaiting the rooks. The tide of flesh was relentless. His sword spiraled around the perimeter, creating a whirlpool of ash and embers. A low bellow vibrated off the ground as two titanic pillars of flesh approached him from opposite sides. Uriel had to physically crane his neck to look up at them. His weapon blasted chunks out of them, but their wounds were very quickly healed by more flesh. They came closer. They were going to swallow him and the gate. Uriel thrust his sword deep into the ground. The earth's crust fractured and the ground collapsed into the fire below. Uriel and the gate stood there on a pedestal as the rest of the ground and the flesh with it fell to flame. The pillars of flesh collapsed into millions of tendrils, all screeching as they tried to pull themselves out. Instead, they slowly burnt away and were silent. A high-pitched tone pierced him, and he looked out to see a deer approaching him. The opponent's queen. A broken memory returned. Had he seen this thing before? in another time and another place. Fire, blood, ice, and concrete filled his mind. He could not remember. The angel looked on, incredulous, as the ground reformed around him, sealing away the monsters. The deer commanded it. Its shaky legs moved without symmetry as the distorted head...
Whoa, that's the one deer SCP, but it's... Wow. I forgot the name of it, but it's like a deity. Wow, that's crazy.
...showed signs of what was once a face. This hybrid creature was fighting the sunlight, unsuccessfully. It was not of this world. The power this thing radiated was palpable, and Uriel felt fear. He summoned the legions. His own army lined up in front of him,
he had to get the
all
backup.
looking at this creature that continued to advance. The legions of
But
heaven
if that's the queen, where's the king? You know what I mean?
stood firm, but it didn't seem to care. It crossed the boundary and the first line of angels moved to attack. There was a crack and a flash, and Uriel was shocked to see several large hexagonal grey columns standing where his allies once did. The second line attacked, and a second flash and crack resulted in another line of columns. Uriel ordered his remaining angels back through the gate. They quickly obeyed. He then spun on his heels, took a final look at paradise, and slammed the gate shut. A ball of metallic elements hit him in his back and he went sprawling into the dirt. He quickly recovered and brought his sword around, colliding with another ball that was spiraling around the creature's head. It shattered, sending particles of creation out like sparks. Tiny portals to other realities opened and shut up as the sparks fizzled away. Uriel went to swing again, but the deer fixed its gaze on his sword and it turned to sand in his hands. The thing's antlers pinned Uriel against the gate. Then a mass of flesh rising out of the deer gave Uriel a command.
You will open the gate.
Yo!
His one purpose given to him was to guard the gate to the garden, to the end. Uriel reached back, gripped the bars of the gate and began pulling. The gate resisted. He focused his strength and power into his arms, and with a final crack, the bar broke free. The blast sent both Uriel and the deer hurtling backwards. Before the deer could recover, Uriel summoned the last of his strength and plunged the bar from the gate into the deer's neck. Cracks of light began to spread across them both before a final flash enveloped everything. The light cleared. An unspoiled gate to Eden could briefly be seen fading away. In front of it was the charred and lifeless husks of the two combatants,
Nah, that's crazy.
slowly crumbling away to join the earth.
That is so crazy. That's it? Nah, what a battle. What a story.
And that concludes this When Day Breaks video. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and be sure to like and subscribe.
What a story, bro. That was crazy. Wow. Well, at least we know the Gate Guardian is not invincible after all, bro. When Day Breaks is really a problem. It is a problem. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what else you guys want to see on this channel, bro. That is tough. Yo, I'll see you on the next one, bro. Peace out. That just blew my mind.